Voices rise with the engine fire. Every replay, every stand-up fight, felt it together on race night. Every night that the legends speak. Oh, the underdog, every winning streak. From hometown heroes to the final line, we hold on till the end of the fight. When the string goes down, the echoes remain. Another chapter written in speed and fame. If you live for the more than the racing truth, learn to hold, grip that word. That's you. Sign of faith, but the passion stays. Another race in the broadcast haze till the lights go green and the mics ignite. Learn to hold, grip that word. Grips the night.
Streaming cyberspace into your place from Five Flag Speedway. It's the Virtual Grip Network's third round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's late model Invitational Series. It's season 34. Well, it's springtime's nature's revival. The grass is green and the flowers are in bloom. More specifically, Lewis Wildflowers. A veteran of many other series, Flowers decided to bring his talents to the BRL. And what a first impression he has made. Thanks to a forced plate result in his series debut at North Wilkesboro to open the season, followed up by an under-the-radar fifth last time out, the rookie finds himself, well, atop the point standings. But Flowers is not alone on the top rung of the points ladder. Chris Worrell is and a seventh to earn him a share of the points lead. With just 15 combined starts between those two drivers, many are now wondering if the need for BRL experience is no longer the important requirement it once was. Three-time and defending champ James Lowe won the season opener with the quiet man Ruben Altice stealing a victory last week. Neither winner can be found inside the top 5 points-wise. Rounding out the top 5 are Mike Holloway, Cucumber Kurt Smith, and the Cape Man Trey Bloom. There is only a single lap led amongst any of the top 5 drivers, with that one lap accomplishment belonging to Chris Worrell. All this finds the series coming to Five Flags in turmoil, with no shortage of hurt feelings and sheepish grins abound. The question is, will Wildflowers continue to bloom? Will the whirlwind upset the planter box? Or will the scary garden gnome that is James Lowe begin pulling the weeds that clutter his path to a 4th title? To find out, pull the lever on the Lazy Boy and settle in for the excitement of simulated SK modifieds on a half-mile paved oval. A warm Sunshine State, hello and welcome on this Saturday night. It's April 18th, 2029. Making his VGN broadcast debut is Ron Mons. Joining yours truly, Bill Soups on high up the VGN press box to bring you our words eye view. Turn the knobs, pushing the sliders. Well, it's replay Ryan Seneker. Okay, partner, welcome to the booth. You happy to be here? I'm happy you're here. What do you think about tonight?
I think we're going in for a great time here, Soup. You said that the grass is green, but the racing is going to be mean here for round number 3 of this season. These drivers looking to kick the tires and bring some thunder here under the lights tonight. Looking forward to seeing what this 100-lap long race may have in store. Drivers already looking to settle into the groove, maybe get some good results as they have championship aspirations. Other drivers looking to go trophy hunting. Really looking forward to having my debut here on VGN tonight with what's probably going to be one heck of a race.
Well, we talked about the guys in the championship hub and the trophy hunters out there. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the points. Not a whole lot to show you, only 2 races in the book. There you have Flowers and Worrell, both sitting on top. Both are winless so far this season, as are Holloway, Smith, and Bloom. You got to go all the way down to Ruben Altice in 8th and 9th. And with James Lowe, before you find yourself winners down there, rounding out the top 10, Adam Shane. How about the boss man, Lowell Jewell, sitting in 7th position and really getting his game together as of late, sitting in 6th place. Todd Liston, he had that baby girl a couple years ago. I think he's got everything in order. But for him maybe to pick up a win has been a long time. He's led a ton of laps this season. All right, we got all the business out of the way. Let's go ahead and talk about the rule package real quick. I'll do it from my partner since he's brand new. 100 laps on tap. This is big boy racing. You break it, you bought it. No fast repairs. You got to dance with the girl who you brung. No tire changes. You can come in, get some repairs done, but you can't change tires. You want to conserve those to the very end. Beautiful night here in Florida to go racing. All right, partner, let's learn a little bit about you. Are you a road racer? Are you an oval racer? What do you prefer?
You see, in terms of my expertise, I think it's a little bit split. I love road course racing, but I think oval racing has a pretty special place in my heart as well. From driving and having a lot of fun to getting the opportunity to cover the action as well. It's always a treat to cover some late model action. This is a true, old school kind of combination with the late model cars running here at Five Flags. I think we're in for one heck of a race. This track is a bit rough and tumble. It's down there, down south in Pensacola, Florida, and these drivers still going to look to bring the heat, even though that sun is dying down. I think we're in for a real treat. I'm excited to get my time here on VGN up and rolling. I think we're in for a good one.
Of course, the Bootleg Racing League is famous for having healthy car counts. Tonight is really healthy. We got a full 24 worth of drivers going to suit up here for this little half-mile track. Let's go ahead and give you the grid right now. Remember, the top 13 are inverted from the previous race before, so the man sitting on the pole finished in the Baker's Dozen spot last week, and that'd be Bobby Hayes. Flanking him is the caveman, Trey Bloom. He's well up in the points.
And row 2, we'll see Marino Valente alongside the boss man Lowell Jewell, the 23 and the 2.
Tom Hilbert starting 5th. He's going to be flanked by the man sharing the points lead, Chris Worrell.
Mike Holloway and the spring man Lewis Flower is going to be making up row number 4 here tonight.
Row 5 populated with Todd Liston and Adam Shane.
First row outside of your top 10 is Kurt Smith, next to Ruben Atlas, already a winner here this season.
In the Baker's Dozen spot, it's the Canadian Goose, John Wilson. He's going to be inside of the Lipper, Chris Hayslip.
Right behind them, we got the Aussie Ed Foster starting this race next to Jeffrey Harden in the 36 machine.
Former police chief of Plain City, Ohio, Steve Hilbert, starting in 17th. He's going to have Jeff Sharp to his outside.
And completing our top 20 here tonight will be Chris Davis next to Ken Allen.
With an ace and a face card, it's 3-time and defending champ James Lowe. He's well back there in the blackjack position. Alan Wanamaker in the double duck spot.
And shotgun of the field is Benny Ellison next to Brennan Myers, completing our 24 starters.
Glad you are with us. Round number 3. This one and 8 more. Gather at the chicken shed covering the cows. The horses are out of the barn. And up front, it's Marino Valente is going to get the shot at the first position. On the outside, that is the caveman Trey Bloom under attack from the 25 of Tom Hilbert.
And our pole man punching out to that whole shot already as drivers continuing to formation fly right behind. Everybody looking to hunt for those spots. Strike while that iron is on and get the moves done while the field's still packed in like sardines. Hilbert and Bloom still squabbling for second.
I've been doing BRL events a lot. I believe this might be the first time I've ever called Marino out in front. Getting a little bit loose is Tom Hilbert right in front of some guys in 3rd and 4th. Mike Holloway, who has a win, a career win here at this track, looking to see if he can make up a spot. Too wide, a little farther back. That's Todd Liston on the inside, stuck on the outside. Oh no, this is going to be a tight one. That was Lowell Jewell going to the inside. Caveman backing out of that.
And having a dive out of harm's way.
Pass for the lead. Marino Valente led for how many laps? For 3 laps before he got eaten up. Mike Holloway, veteran, 5th all-time in career wins is Mike Holloway. One of them he earned right here. Todd Liston right behind him. I'm telling you, Liston's getting his act together. The new baby girl now is walking. That means that he's beginning to run. Liston up in second.
Yeah, and unfortunate for Valente, who was leading, I wouldn't say comfortably, but he did hold on to that top spot for a while. Now, though, he slotted in 7th and continues to fall back, dropping down the field like an anvil pushed out of a helicopter. He's got to look to try and hold on to the top 10 for dear life.
My goodness. That's going to drop fast, and that's exactly what's going on. Big mover is Ed Foster. We're looking a little farther back at this battle. That's on the outside. That's Tom Hilbert on the outside, and the white number 7, Mr. Aggressive, Chris Davis. Davis up 8 spots already. Big mover is Foster. Big names are coming from the back.
And another driver that I'm going to keep my eyes on is James Lowe, who's currently running in 12th, 9 spots gained since we got the green flag here. He is not only a race winner so far this season, having grabbed the checkered flag in the opening race at North Wilkesboro. He also won here at 5 Flags last season, so keep an eye on him to make his way through the running order, even more so than he already has.
You saw Kurt Smith pick up a spot as he moves up into 3rd. Lowell Jewell behind him. Your points leader, Lewis Flowers, he's coming. He's racing exactly where he was, but he just picked up a spot, racing where he started. We have to talk small picture, which is the battle for the race, and we have to talk big picture, which is the points battle. Right now, Flowers sitting in 8th. The Whirlwind, well down in 13th.
And now one thing to mention, talking about that championship points battle, we are still very early on into this campaign, just 2 races in our rearview mirror. Lots of battling left for these drivers to try and deal with as we work our way towards that season finale at Southern National in a couple of months' time.
Your pole sitter, Marino Valente, has down to 13th now as we have a pass for the lead. Todd Liston, new leader. Holloway was out there for 10 laps. And now out in front, Todd Liston.
Unfortunately for Holloway, it looked like he kind of got hung out to dry there. Not only lost out on the race lead, lost out on 2nd as well. So that's, of course, a race lead for Liston, but it's also P2 for Kurt Smith, already 9 spots gained since the drop of the green flag. Drivers making their way through the running order quite quickly, cutting their way through the field like a hot knife through butter. Gotta wonder how they're going to be feeling a little bit later on in this race. Of course, no tire swaps allotted to these drivers, so don't want to put too much hell through those tires. Otherwise, the tires are going to give you a little bit of hell.
A lot of veteran experience up there. Liston, Smith, Holloway all know how to make their tires last. They're not going to go faster than they need. Chris Davis and James Lowe up 10 and 11 spots. Let's look in on them, Director, because I think they're coming. Davis working on the back of Flowers.
So that number 7 machine looking to make his way up the running order once more. If he can break through, that'd be music to the ears, because right now Flowers just maybe losing out on a teeny tiny bit of time to that pack right up in front. Wilson, the 75 machine, just up in front, but you can see the gap just between that 75 and the 40, and the gap between the 40 and the 7. Right now, Davis all over Flowers like the plastic on Grandma's couch. Gonna look to try and get that move done for 8th very soon.
I'm having a good time here. You may hear some quiet from me every once in a while as I'm taking notes. I'm writing a few things down that I can steal later when he's not around. Hey, let's look at Foster now, looking on the inside of Shane, going into 1. He gets there, the number 4. Shane fighting back, though.
And Adam Shane, that 79 car, he's not going down without a fight. He's trying to keep the momentum rocking and rolling there on the top side, but it may be a losing battle. Everybody there stuck on the bottom. If he loses out on that space, he's probably going to backslide even more. We've brought on board with John Wilson, the 75 machine. He's going to look to try and get down the inside of Shane as Foster looks to clear, heading out of 4, not able to make it work there. He finally clears him off in a 1, and now the 79 in real trouble side by side with he and the 75 of Wilson.
Yeah, Shane got a little bit of the wall coming out of 4 that time down the front straight. And now you can see Davis making a move to the inside of Shane. And right now, James Lowe is just happy. He's not having to do any of the work. He's just letting the 7 of Davis open up the door, and he's just following him through.
As we continue to see the battling going on out there on the racetrack, and drivers starting to get a little bit physical in the case of the 7 and the 2, Davis and Jewell. That'll keep it going with Lowe now trying to get past him as well. So that 2 starting to slide his way down the running order. The 99, your already race winner in the opening race of the season at North Wilkesboro, your reigning event winner here at Five Flags, looking to try and make hay while that sun is not shining, while the lights are shining around this track.
They are barely shining around this track. One of the darkest tracks I've ever seen. Put some headlights on these cars. Foster picks up working on a spot now, moving up into 3rd. Oh, can you hear the freight train coming?
Yeah, it's chugging along right now. Some formation flying, a 4-pack of late models heading off through 3 and 4. Drivers continuing to go side by side. That's Davis and Holloway. Holloway, you're at 1 point leader, spent about 10 laps in that top spot, but has since fallen back to P6. Now having a worry is now on the inside of him is the 06 of Worrell. A little bit of touching, I think, as they headed their way down into 3. You know, it's a touch of what you said a few moments ago, Soup. Yeah, this track is very poorly lit. I've seen abandoned warehouses better lit than this place.
More note-taking. All that's going on behind Ty Leston, Kurt Smith, and Ed Foster. I'd like to point out, remember, we talked about James Lowe, how he's following Davis. Well, now Chris Worrell's got around Lowe. Davis now up to 5th. These guys are coming. Davis up 14 spots. That's the same for Lowe. Chris Worrell racing right where he started. But no, that's correction. Didn't Worrell get, I hear that he got a end-of-line penalty, so yeah, so he had to start from the back. So my timing and scoring really doesn't depict what he's done.
Ooh, seeing that 06 chase his own tail heading out of turn number 2. Thought he was going to maybe find the barrier, but a smooth start to this race, already past the first third with nobody really running into major drama. These drivers have been keeping it calm, cool, and collected, although they have given us some pretty good fights right now. Your top 2 have broken away. We haven't really talked about how much your top 3 have just been able to slingshot past everybody else. Liston and Smith now clear of the field to the tune of about 1.5 seconds to Ed Foster.
Indeed. In fact, as we look at this now, Liston, as he's coming up, he's got some lap traffic to deal with. That's Electric Boots' Benny Ellison in a battle with Ruben Altice. Ruben Altice just won last week, and here he is racing. Not because of an incident, that's just the pace that the Quiet Man has right now, as he's down in 22nd position. You almost wonder, partner, if those guys who are fast are just back there waiting for a caution to come so they don't have to get the track position back the hard way.
See, I'm not sure if they're waiting for a yellow or at this point they've shifted to praying for a yellow. That would be what I would be doing at the moment. It's a big wiggle there right in front. Wilson with a sideways snap out of 2. He's going to fall his way down. Davis got the move around the outside, and now Worrell looking to follow through.
Okay, Director, I'm going to force you to go back up front. This is something we don't see very often, as they're coming up on the back of lap traffic. Good job of getting out of the way was Ellison. He lets The leader go by, Smith go by. Oh, look at this. This is a caution flag ready to happen. Three-time champion James Lowe right amongst all the chaos.
God, hang down the back straightaway. It looks like rush hour traffic a few moments ago. It still does. As just look at this smorgasbord of cars running around this racetrack, trying to hold on for dear life as we go farther along, close to the halfway mark. Contact made, small little tap there. The 40 of Flowers up into the side of Davis in the 7. It's not the biggest tap in the world, but still enough just to rattle the cage of that 7 a little bit more. He's stuck on that outside. There is no more hopeless feeling that you can have than being stuck on the outside of that short track. Yes, you can keep that momentum rolling, but you're kind of at the will of whoever you're racing with.
I hate to race in a smorgasbord with the cars because I feel like I'm going to get the meatball flag. Working on the outside, Davis now.
I'm hungry.
Losing that position. Lowe gets it. Lewis Flowers. Flowers continues to impress your points leader. Don't know how much patience Lowe is going to have. Partner, how about a tip of the hat to these 24 cars on a half-mile track, and for all you hoping for a snack so you can get to the refrigerator, I'm gonna talk ourselves into a yellow. Green all the way. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, and that right there is when the commentator's jinx falls.
Yeah.
See, I haven't said that yet. I'm usually the purveyor of the commentator's jinx. I'm going to keep my mouth shut, but I have seen fields much smaller than this produce much more chaos than what these drivers have. They've been giving us brilliant battles, though. They haven't been taking it easy by any means, as Lowe now punching his way up into that top 5 of the 99 machine, gets the move done on the springtime Lewis Flowers, jumps his way down now to 6th. Gonna have to worry about Davis right behind as well. That 99, I talked about him maybe being a driver to keep our eyes on as we go throughout this race. 16 spots gained since the drop of the green flag, and I don't think he's gonna stop there.
Well, the going gets a little harder now. Lowe's picked up those 16 spots, but the guys in front of him, Worrell, Foster, Smith, Liston, that's not slight. That's not an easy group of guys right there. Right now, I tell you who's not hoping for a caution flag, and that is Liston and Smith. They've got themselves a nice lead. It's going to take a Herculean effort by Worrell and Lowe to get up there to these guys. Foster in 3rd is a long putt away from the front 2.
Yeah, so the margin's growing a little bit bigger out there on the racetrack as we are now knocking on the door of the halfway mark here tonight. Liston and Smith have really just been the Pied Pipers of the field, holding on to the top spots, leading the charge. They haven't been leading for the entirety of the race, though far from it, as early on it was a bit up in the air as to who was going to be the quickest car. But once we've settled this race truly into a groove, they have checked up, and now as these lap traffic encounters begin to build, I think they haven't really been able to dispatch with them the way that they had in mind. It also hurts their case and helps out Foster the fact that some of these lap cars are going side by side and having fights of their own that they don't want to concede at.
Well, this is a fight that they, as Brendan Myers in the light blue number 11 that got loose there, this is a fight these guys weren't anticipating to have. These guys are all, the 3 guys we're talking about here, are about to be lapped. Hardin, Myers, and Altice all have the ability to run up front and run faster. They were just sitting in the back saving their stuff because when the caution flag comes out, they'll get to come up right now. But they can't do that anymore because one thing you cannot afford to do is go a lap down, and that's about what's going to happen here. Now, on the other hand, Todd Liston's going to try to lap some of these guys. This is not like trying to lap a back marker. These guys have speed. Their goal is now just to go fast enough to keep them on the lead lap.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different agendas for these drivers. Of course, your leaders want to get that lap traffic dealt with as quickly as they can, but these drivers not going to want to yield. They want to have their own little battles. They don't want to have to give up their own fight just for the leaders, but, you know, it gets to the point after a while where you're kind of just stuck in a catch-22 in either situation. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of affair, and unfortunately for those top 2, it's just hurting them as Foster reeling them in. Ed Foster Foster, the Aussie behind the wheel, that number 4 car. You can hear the Jaws theme begin to play, can't you, Zoom?
Indeed. Kurt Smith now making the pass on Liston. This is a battle, and this is because of lap traffic, so a battle for the lead. This is great news for Foster. Foster's loving the 2-wide battle, and he loves the lap cars in front. Smith down low. They come out of 4. Cialis Bathtubs down the front straight. And I'm not sure if Liston doesn't mind Cucumber Kurt down there. I think Todd likes to roll around the top.
And I gotta say, through to this point in the season, Liston has been able to put in some good performances, currently holding on to an 8.5 average finish here this season. So just looking to keep that momentum rolling, but Smith keeping the momentum rolling on the bottom as Liston stalls that. He's now looking for the lead, and lead he will take.
New leader, and look who is right there. That is Ed Foster. The Adelaide Blade now picks up second. Knocking off about a second from the lead is Chris Worrell. You want to know why the Bootleg Racing is so fun? How about a short track race here where we've already had 4 different leaders? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been super competitive, and we're still seeing that competitive nature ring true to now. Your top 4 covered by less than a second. Your top 5 covered by just barely a second and a half. Now, I'm not sure if the likes of Flowers, Davis, and Holloway will get involved in this battle either, but you can tell one thing for sure. These drivers are feeling competitive and feeling confident about this place. And we're looking now at Holloway starting to drop down once more. He was your leader at one point, dropped down now, currently holding on to 9th. I wonder if he's going to try and kick on the Hyperjets, kick on the Cuisinart soon. He's holding on to 9th right now. It's not at the back of the field, but I'm sure after that taste of the lead earlier on, he feels the only way up is forward.
Liston going the wrong direction. So, Director, let's look at the car. Now, this is what we were talking about. Let's look at Brendan Myers in the 11. Remember these 3 guys? Hardin, Altice, and Myers? They still have not gone a lap down. Kurt Smith, thanks to the battling that was going on behind, but I'll tell you right now, if a caution were to come out, I just think that those 3 guys, they might have too far to go with not enough time yet, but I think they've got good rubber on their stuff, going just fast enough to stay in front of the leaders.
Yeah, and I think the situation they find themselves in right now is manageable, but if we have a couple resets, if there's an extra push in this, it's going to go bad. Soup, have you ever, either owned or had the opportunity to play with a Newton's cradle? The balls on the string.
Sure.
Where you can swing it from one to another. Yeah, that's kind of what we've got going on in one of these races, where the momentum is swinging one way. You've got all the balls kind of stuck together, just going from one side to another. Kind of a little bit of just peace in that situation, but a yellow would basically be like getting half of that, swinging it all the way to the top side and letting them crash down on the rest of the pack.
That's not the way that Newton's cradle's supposed to work. You gotta sling one ball down in there and don't let them all go together at the same time. Here comes a battle for the lead. Talk about momentum. Ed Foster looking for it, not going to get there yet. We know there's lots of action throughout the field, but right now, the good stuff is up front. Whirl and lower coming. Here's a move, here's a pass. And there it is.
That's Foster.
Yeah, Smith made the inside work before, but he had a hard time of it. Look at how close they are. Let's add one more leader. Ed Foster gets credit with leading a lap.
Yeah, so the Aussie eating good right now. I believe it's probably breakfast time for him at the moment, but either way, he's got feast right now, close as they head their way out of the turn. Oh, no!
I don't think it's going to bring out the yellows. He keeps it going straight.
Still green. Still keeping it green.
We'll get a replay of that one as Smith and the Adelaide Blade at Foster got together. Foster got moved to the inside. He caught it, bounced off the inside wall. Kept it going straight. Here it is.
Oh, and I gotta wonder here. It's a dirty word on iRacing broadcast. I wonder if there's a little bit of net code relating to that. And Aussie competing with a bunch of Americans, I've seen it go on before. And sometimes those connection problems, iRacing trying to put two and two together, and unfortunately the automatic system can sometimes get 5. Now just looking at a sideways snap, heading out of the turn, the 6 keeping that momentum rolling. There's the tap. The first one sends him sideways, and then the second bit of contact sends him around. That's unfortunate just here at the moment. I don't really think it could pin the blame on either driver, just sort of a racing deal out there.
What's incredible is that Smith was able to hang on to the lead. Well, Kurt's been out there for 16 laps. When you're a 3-time champion, you're good. Smith gets a little bit of the wall, and here's the move. Took him a while. 78 laps. At Mary Alice. Your nephew is out in front.
Yeah, it's a low jumping up into that spot. I said that he was going to be a driver to keep our eyes out for a very good reason. He's put on a full display. He's flexed the muscles and now jumping up to that top spot. We'll see if he can hang on to it, though. We've still got 22 laps to go in this race. 22 laps at 5 flags, which has run entirely caution-free so far. Hopefully I didn't just jinx it. If I did, that'll be my first here on VGN.
You're safe.
Oh, no!
Catch it. No!
Oh, that's a track blocker there all through 4.
We'll take a couple looks at it. The last look I want to get on this one is on board with the 32 at Trey Bloom. Let's look at this one happen.
Yeah, well, honestly, Soup, considering how hard those drivers had been battling for so long here in this race, I'm not saying that it was an inevitability, but there's only so many times that he can tempt fate with the racing gods only for it to end in tears. Look at that 76, though. Stop pretty much on the roof of the 9. If that was real life, that would be an absolute red flag and probably a couple of cars completely written off. And I will mark that up as a commentator jinx from me. That's my first here over on VGN. So all of you tuning in, you got to see something special.
Here we are, and going around it all on the top side. Whee! The caveman. When you're the caveman, you know how to get out of tight places, and well done there. So
this will be great. Oh, yeah, there we go. Get to see the fuel cell of the 76 car there. I knew that was going to be a good camera shot, and camera shot it was. That was pretty big hits for a lot of drivers. Got to wonder how bad the damage is for the drivers that got collected in that.
Well, it'll be interesting to see now if Lowe chooses, the leader gets choice of lanes here. If he takes the inside or the outside on this restart. I have to talk about big picture racing. Lewis Wildflowers. This is only his 3rd race in a BRL official race. He's got another 4th place finish on the way. He has a 4th and a 5th already. He's tied with Chris Worrell. Now Worrell's 1 spot ahead of him. Some championship hopes there sitting in row 2. That's
going to be a festive this is going to be a very interesting restart. You know, with With 85 laps already on the tires, I think it's fair to say that these cars are not going to be feeling factory fresh here, Soup. These drivers are probably going to be feeling a little bit stressy as we get into the final 15 laps of this race. I'm happy to be here in the broadcast booth. I think we're going to have the best view of the house.
When you're coming in for a short track race, if we go green, James Lowe gets the lead, and you have 6 different leaders in that 100 laps. That's a pretty good event. His teammate, Chris Worrell, now in second. Stuck on the top side is Kurt Smith. Lowell Jewell picking up third, the boss man.
So now your top 3 forming their own little conga line. Everybody else breaking away into their own little fight. Flowers and Smith 4th and 5th as Blom in that number 32 car. Looking to stick his nose into it as well. We'll have a caution once again.
Oh, it's Chris Hayslip involved in an incident with Steve Hilbert. On the front straight, got stuck on the outside.
Oh, and it's the exit of the turns. It's the exit there. I always talk about the exit of the corners here, about when the drivers have to merge back into one on the exit after using the multiple grooves and multiple lanes coming out. It is very easy for disaster to break out there. Unfortunately, it breaks out. So 52 nearly turned that late model stock car of his into a monster truck, heading down into one, nearly ramped on top of the 93.
Director, the boss man, Lowell Jewell, is way at the bottom of the list. Are you able to drag him up for an interview? Boss man, it's Soup in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
You need a cigarette? You need to take a little rest stop? Are you all right? Can you finish this thing out?
You're no help at all. Now I need a cigarette.
How's the car feeling?
Feels pretty good. I'm not sure if I got any front end damage. If it blows up, we know we did.
All right, you just have to go another 8 or 9 laps. You'll get there. Well done. Go get him.
Thank you.
Good run from him. Director will do magic time here when we go green.
Production magic is a real thing. It's that producer magic pixie dust.
Well, we went green for a long run, and then we got near the end, and they started to race in anger, and then it got a little ugly.
I still pin the blame on that first one on myself.
I know you do.
It's not the most tragic commentator's jinx that I've pulled off. I've pulled off worse. But I'd be lying if I said that wasn't probably coming from the racing gods looking down upon me with an upside down grin. They were frowning upon me and what I was saying.
So the question is, does Lowell Jewell have full horsepower here sitting in the inside of row 2? Pair of teammates out in front. Great start. World does not challenge him. If you're thinking about winning, get the mirror ball spinning. Oh no! That's no way to boogie!
Banging on his roof!
They tried to do the splits, and their trousers are broken.
I don't think their trousers are clean either after that sideways moment and a driver going upside down, skidding on their roof, heading down the start-finish straightaway. I know if I was behind the wheel of that 7 car, my pants wouldn't be clean either. Let's take a look at this here. Following the 7 and his approach there, obviously everybody's stacking it up. Just ended up with the wall. Gets sent around.
Well, you heard me talk about it. Did the 2 have enough horsepower? Maybe Worrell got in front of the boss man, Lowell Jewell. Maybe Lowell Jewell had to lift, or did the car not go? Yeah, no, it's a little rhinoplasty being performed there by Worrell. That slows the inside line up. They almost had it, but then it's the It's the accordion effect, and some people got their fingers stuck in the bellows.
Yeah, that's a bad Camden, New Jersey nose job that started all of that. It just snowballed out of control from there. Look at that 7 skidding on his roof. He ended up landing it on all 4s, so we may have to award him style points for that. But unfortunately for Lowe, I was worried there upon the first look. I was thinking that there was a little bit of extracurricular activity that led to that taking place, which there was. But if that was just him not going, I'd have to wonder whether that car was powered with milk on that restart.
Yeah, no. At first I thought the car was down on horsepower, but a second look at it, he lifted for a reason, yeah. Well, if you're new to iRacing and you want some inside tips from old Soup, don't turn the series organizer. That's just always a good rule. I got more drama for you now. Look at this. So, your point leader, Chris Worrell, on the outside of row 1, the man who's tied with him, Lewis Flowers, on the inside of row 2. Now, what do you think, partner? Is this a green-white checker, or are we going to... No, this is not.
I think there's natural green-white checker territory.
Here we go. Good jump from Lowe. That's no surprise there. Plenty of room for Worrell to tuck down in. Lewis Flowers is going to get the best of the caveman Trey Bloom. Bloom now in 4th. Mike Holloway looking to work inside of Bloom for that 4th position. Out front, it is single file. 6 corners to go. We got another caution. We're going to do it again.
Is Ken Allen involved? The 25, you can see trying to get turned around. Let's take a look at this. It's 3 wide. The boss man making a 3 wide on the bottom, and it was 3 wide racing in front. That ends in catastrophe. The 25 spins around, and then the 49 nowhere to go. Light contact in the grand scheme of things. That could have been a lot worse, but the falling anvil crashing down on top of the 49.
Yeah, stuck in the middle there in the hard position was Tom Hilbert. Drifting up a little bit was Davis in the white car. Then Hilbert gets up into Liston, who had such a good run going early on. Then they spin off to the inside. Honestly, that could have been worse than it was.
And that's very unfortunate for the 25, who was just stuck in the middle of that. Had the 7 going up the track, and then he got ping-ponged off. He was bouncing around like a ping-pong ball stuck in a trash compactor, and it sends us into green-white checker territory.
You got some news on Todd Liston, partner?
Yeah, Liston apparently, we are hearing from the production truck, blew a tire, so he's going to have to come down pit lane. Whenever you blow a tire in sim, that will result in you picking up a meatball flag. Now, he was the other party involved in that incident. He was a driver that ended up in the outside barrier, heading his way down the start-finish stretch. You could just see the damage on that car. That front right tire sticking out like a sore thumb. He's up there on the top side of the track, trying to bring that car back down to pit lane here soon, but regardless, that's going to sting as we get towards the end of this race. A driver who showed a lot of speed earlier on, but fortunately for Liston, things got falling apart late.
Pull back the curtain here on VGN production methods. I'm going to continue to fill about how many green-white checkers we have until my director tells me how many there actually are in this series. This way I can talk, and then I can come back and give you the information that we'll have no more green-white checkers. This is all there is.
That is top-tier broadcaster trick. I learned that in the Columbia School of Broadcasting.
Just keep talking till they tell you what to say.
Amen.
All right. The pace car will pull in. We'll have a white flag lap, and then we will throw the checker. Next flag ends the race. Good start from Lowe, no surprise there. That's Flowers and Bloom in a battle for the final podium position. Through
sideways there.
Yeah, here they come out of the final order. White flag waving. All right. Chris Worrell on the back of James Lowe. They are teammates. Worrell is notoriously aggressive, but probably not when he's got his partner in front of him. 2 corners to go. He won the opener. He sat out round 2. He is back. He's yet to be defeated. He's James Lowe. Worrell gets second. Trey Bloom nips Flowers for third.
And the two teammates bringing it home in a steady 1-2, and Lowe grabbing that race win. You know how I said after he broke his way into the top 5 that he was already 16 spots gained and he probably wasn't going to stop at that? Well, it turns out he didn't. 20 spots gained from the drop of the green through to the fall of the checkered. Only driver to come near to that tally was Brennan Myers, your 6th place finisher. 18 spots gained from the start through to the end.
Well, the racing is over. The broadcast is not. We'll take a short break, come back and run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on this Floridian gate. You're watching the Virtual Grip Network. Welcome back to Five Flag Speedway and the Virtual Grip Network's third round coverage. It's the Bootleg Racing League's Late Model Invitational Series. This is the 34th edition, 33 times before, and now we start season number 34, round number 3. The results are in. Let's give them to you now. Well, he started in the blackjack position. That was the last row. He worked his way through every car ahead of him, 20 positions, got there with 28 laps to go and held on to the end. We're talking about three-time and defending champion James Lowe. His partner in crime, Chris Worrell. He finishes second after getting an end-of-line penalty to start the race. The caveman, Trey Bloom, just nipped out Lewis Wildflowers for that third position. We're happy to talk to Trey, but we were really looking forward to talking to Lewis. Rounding out your top 5, he has a win here at this track. Mike Holloway. Back half of your top 10, Brendan Myers quietly sneaks up into a 6th position. Marino Valente avoids all the nonsense, drives through the chaos to get himself a 7th place finish. The Racing Rev, Chris Hayslip in 8th. Ruben Ortiz after that in 9th. Rounding out your top 10, Alan Wanamaker, who started dead last. Partner?
Yeah, now outside the top 10, we round out the drivers that finished this race on the lead lap. It includes Chris Davis in the number 7 machine, Steve Hilbert in the 52, Jeff Sharp in the 76. Lowell Jewell, who we saw get involved in that incident a little bit later on in this race, ends up in 14th place in front of your 15th place finisher of Kurt Smith. And then running out the cars on the lead lap was Benny Ellison in the 45. From there, it's John Wilson, the Canadian, in the 75 machine, 3 laps down. Todd Liston in the 87, 4 laps down after that meatball flag coming to the final restart of the race. Tom Hilbert ends up in 19th place with Ken Allen completing your top 20.
32 laps down and then some for the rest of these guys. Ed Foster, tough night for him. Jeffrey Harden, Adam Shane, and Bobby Hayes. With that said, let's go ahead and talk to our race winner. He is James Lowe. James, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got soup.
All right, you started in the back. You weren't aware of this. There were 6 different leaders in this race. I know you probably weren't aware of that as you had your hands full working your way through the field, but you were the last of them. Congratulations. Good race.
Yeah, appreciate it. It was, I don't know, it seemed kind of wild. It must have been a full moon in the sun or something. But there was a lot of hitting going on, and yeah, I wasn't trying to be a story. I was just trying to keep it clean and get up through there, and wherever I finished, I finished. But yeah, all them guys were racing so hard, they just didn't have anything left when I got up there, so I was just able to kind of ease on through.
Yeah. Did following Chris Davis, did that help you a little bit? Davis doing some of the work for you as you were behind him for a good section as he was going through the field?
Yeah, that whole run of the race, I was probably only getting about 60% throttle down the straightaway, so I was taking it real easy and was still able to make some passes there. So I figured that would be a good omen for the end, and it was. And yeah, I don't know whatever happened between the Chris's. You know, I was able to get through there, and yeah, and then later on in the race, I'm not sure exactly what happened with Ed and Kurt and all that. All I do know is I was in the marbles and I couldn't turn, and yeah, I just somehow managed to come out second there, and then we were just able to work ourselves to the lead.
All right, well, you missed race number 2, but you're undefeated so far this season. Good job. We'll see you down the road.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'd like to thank Mary Alice as always for watching, you guys for broadcasting. I can't wait to watch it back. I'm sure it was extremely entertaining, and Lowell for letting me come run this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get Aunt Mary Alice to watch some of the races that I'm actually participating in. She seems to, when she's watching and cheering on a driver, they seem to do really well. Congratulations, man. We'll see you down the road.
Appreciate it.
That's it. It's all Aunt Mary Alice. I don't think James has a lot to do with it. I think it's all from the cheering on going from the stands. Partner, who you got?
Well, right now I've got our P2 finisher of Chris Worrell joining us here in the booth. Chris, welcome in. Start this race in P6, end up in second by the fall of the checkered. How was it out there here tonight?
It was a fun race. I got sent to the back for an EOL. I'm guessing that was from last week. I need to start reading the newsletter a little more, I guess. Still need to look and see what that was about. But yeah, went to the back, to the front. It's doing good. That incident with Ed and Kurt there had damage on the left front trying to go around it. Car still felt good, but just didn't have enough green flag laps to try to do anything with James after he got in front of me.
You know, I do apologize. I forgot about that EOL at the start of this race. It adds into a pretty good drive that you put on here. I want to ask you about this combination. It looked really racy, but a bit tough to manage. How was it from your perspective behind the wheel, just trying to tackle this race?
It was fun. It was definitely racy. I guess I need to tone my racing down a little bit, but other than that, It's fun. Five Flags is a hard track to race. The tire fall off wasn't as bad as I thought it would have been, but regardless, it was still a lot of fun. Good guys to race with.
Yeah, and he gave us a brilliant battle all throughout as well, and a good storyline to keep tabs on as well. Next time out in this series, we're going to be heading off to late model heaven, Myrtle Beach, next time at the track that has sadly gone the way of the Dodo Bird. It's still here in the sim. What are your thoughts heading there?
Looking forward to it. Should be fun.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a good time there down to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for the next race of this season. Chris, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time out there at Myrtle Beach.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Sue. Have a good night.
Yep, you as well. That right there was Chris Worrell, our P2 finisher. And Soup, I'll pass the mic off to you.
All right. I get to talk to Trey Bloom. Trey, one of the most interesting third place finishes I've ever seen. Let's walk you through your entire race. You start in second position. Then you fade. Were you just letting the guys race because you thought they were racing too hard, or did something happen to you?
Yeah, I felt like it was racing a little too hard for the start of the race, and I was on the outside right away and didn't want to burn up tires too early. So, yeah, I just kind of felt like it was a little too aggressive in the beginning, so I just kind of found a spot where I could tuck back in.
Okay, let's go to the next part of your race. You're back there in amongst it. Everybody gets caught up in a massive crash except for the caveman, who, I guess because you're a spelunker, you know how to get out of tight spaces. You go high on the wall, drove by them all.
Yeah, I just happened to see some cars starting to go sideways, like out of the front left corner of, I guess, kind of by the A-pillar there, and I just went high to try to avoid it, so it worked out good.
Picked up a ton of spots, and that gets you to fourth position. And we didn't think we were going to get to interview you because Flowers was really good. You get in a battle with him, and you got him.
Yeah, I was actually fast on the outside towards the end there. I don't know if maybe the strategy I was doing helped with that, but I guess I need to enact my strategy probably about 10 laps more sooner in the race, and I might be in that first position.
A win is coming. Congratulations on a really, really, really strategic third place finish. We'll see you down the road.
All right, thank you, Sue.
That's Trey Bloom, your third place finisher tonight. All right, that's going to do it for us here on the Virtual Grip Network, except for one more thing. We're going to show you what broadcasts are coming up. I have been told over and over that the viewers are literate and they can read for themselves. I'll count for you, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different races to choose from. Pick one that you like. All of those broadcasts, future and past, are all a production of the Virtual Grip Network. On behalf of all the little faces you see on the screen right now, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If not, we'll try to do better next time. Until then, have fun storming the castle.